My name's Daniel Crandall. I want to publish your book. Welcome to the PixelGlyphPress question and answer. I had a couple of people ask me questions offline earlier, and I'm happy to respond to some of those questions. So we're going to start with the 30-day book plan. So in 30 days or less, I will write, design, and publish your book. You heard that right. So the plan is to produce a book between 80 and 120 pages, soft cover, released on most likely on Amazon. So that would be the kind of the core plan. Plans can change. Plans always change, and I have lots of different ways to publish and release, whether that's getting on Barnes and Noble or in bookstores, different venues. That is the 30-day book plan. What I do is I start with sending you some questions that are around, what are we writing? What kind of book? Is it a memoir? Is it a business guide, a journal, a training, instructional piece? Does it position you as an authority? Does it tell a story of an experience that you had? There are lots of different ways to approach that, but we drill down quickly into that. Then we look at what your client avatar is, so target audience, if you will. There are lots of different names for that. I like to call it an avatar, just that means something to me, just visually. That's like a three-dimensional image of what they look like. So that's very important in the book writing process, to know who you're writing for. When we have a clear image of who we're speaking to, then the words come across as more genuine, more professional. So, so your client avatar is high on that list, and then really the story arc. So I'm going to sit down with you on a Zoom call, and quickly we will develop what the story arc looks like. The high point really is what we're going for, but then where do we start and what do we want the takeaway to be? And once we get there, we're off and running. So the design phase kind of goes on a parallel track. I'm not thinking about the writing anymore. I'm thinking about the design. And then when the first edit comes back, the two converge together to form a book within 30 days. So again, by Friday midnight, I'm looking for 2 clients to sign up with me to do their book in 30 days. And it's 30 days, 3K to write your book. 50% is due up front and 50% after we complete the book. Satisfaction guaranteed. If I don't complete it in 30 days, I will continue to publish your book and you don't pay the second amount. Anyway, so that's the 30-day for 3K book plan. 2 clients in the next 24 hours. I'm looking for you to join PixelGlyphPress as a published author, whether you have a book already or not. The second thing I wanted to talk about, and the questions, I've received more questions about Christian Authors Book Week in May. It is May 26th through the 31st. 5 full days of training, 5 nights of training, but it's not intense because it's gapped out so that there is time of learning, time of exploring, and then workshopping. There's actually time for, we've learned this concept, now try it out, try it in your writing, see how it works, come back together, let's see what this felt like to see something in a different way. How did it impact your writing? How did it change your writing? Marketing concepts, client avatar concepts, where we explore a concept, we kind of step aside with a plan, stuff to work on, then we come together and more questions. Doing meals together, a lot of that around the table is question answer time. It's the ability to ask questions about, how do I market? How do I make money at this? How do I set a schedule for getting my book done? How do I know when editing is complete? Because we can edit for eternity and never complete the editorial process. The event, Book Week, is happening at an Airbnb in It's just south of Franklin, and I have two different locations. I don't have a specific town yet because I have two different locations identified. One is if we draw a smaller group, and the other, I'll move up to a larger house if we draw a larger group. So it's not determined yet, based on the number of people, the appropriate venue, but it will be an enjoyable place. It'll be a quiet place where we can get away, where we can go outside and think. Um, the plan is to unplug the TVs, the public televisions in the public spaces, maybe until the last night or something. But and we might use, video content a little bit for training during the week, but I really am going to avoid that as much as possible. You can always watch stuff on your own in your room, but the plan really is to have that quiet time set apart. There'll be a lot of encouragement. There'll be a lot of, little bit of laughter, a little bit of, you know, group stuff, but it's not going to be pressurized into socializing and stuff. This is for a chance for you to get away, work on your book, learn in an environment where people are asking the right questions, the same kind of questions that you have, and come away from that experience with a plan to publish your book. So I'm looking forward to working with a bunch of new authors and working together. There was another question about One Train One. One Train One is really where I operate. It's where I work. I invoice from that company, and my heart and my passion are to teach people and to support people in their creative messages, how to get that message out to the world, how to give it the value and the creative support that it needs, and really helping people over those mindset humps that say my message is not valuable, or I'm not worth it, or I can't write a book, I can't publish, these kinds of things. And my experience starting over 25 years ago in publishing, so I was managing art and helping people place uh, art consistently and keeping the look and feel of everything consistent. It gave me a back end access to understanding the flow and design in books and why things are the way they are. And so I really thrived and enjoyed that environment, enjoyed both the creative and the technical aspects of that. Moved into corporate marketing, and I've done a lot of different things in the meantime, but I've always gone back to designing publications, designing books, from magazines to newspapers to different brochures and marketing materials. But it brought me back full swing to where I was helping people design their message, deliver the message to the world, and speakers and authors, entrepreneurs started talking about how they had a book or wanted to publish a book and couldn't figure out how to do it, or it was complicated, they didn't have the time. I said, no, it's not hard. So my daughter and I, realizing that it didn't feel hard to me, made me realize that I had a lot to offer, that I had a lot in that value, in the sense where I could teach people how to publish their book, help them through the challenges, through the mindset difficulties, the authority challenges, believing that what you have to say is valuable. And then taking that, we started publishing for people, because it was just as simple as, now I've shown you how to do it. And they were like, well, now how do I go with? When we explored all of the self-publishing options and the major publishing options, and we looked at contracts and stuff, I realized that nothing was friendly. Everything was designed with the publisher's mindset of the client pays for everything, and they were going to mark up everything and sell you on more and more benefits and features all along the way until you couldn't pay anymore. So we don't do that. We just get a contract fee. We work for you, with you, and the end goal is to publish that book. I don't upsell. I don't upcharge things along the way. our plan and our purpose is solely on helping you publish that book with the right messaging, reaching the right target audience, and in a way that customers enjoy and love sharing your book with the world. So that's a little bit of my history and how One Train One led me to starting a publishing company and getting back into that field, just because the expertise and the experience were there. And I've always been passionate about that, but I was in that mindset space along with a lot of other people where I didn't think I was worthy of having a publishing company. I didn't think I was good enough until clients started needing that service. And I realized that what I was offering, what I was capable of, was actually a far greater experience than a lot of the self-publishers that I see out there. And there are a ton of small publishing companies and people who can help you publish your book. I know I'm not the only one. I just know what I can do for you and that I can help you. So finally, one last question people have about Christian Authors Book Week. The name of the program, Christian Authors Book Week, refers to the standard we're going to be holding for all guests, communications, times of community, communion, fellowship, prayer, all that stuff. It doesn't refer to the requirement that you be writing a specifically religious book or inspirational Christian text or something, but our expectation is that everyone in the community, everyone in the group, will be abiding by Christian biblical standards, or will be allowing themselves to be held to that standard in the presence of prayer and people believing in Jesus Christ. So that is the purpose and intent of this. It's not designed to be a judgment on any person's choice, writing style, genre, or even your personal life choices, but you will be expected to hold to that standard in the community, in the conversations, and in the way we all conduct ourselves during the seminar. So that expectation sets a high bar and a high goal for the kind of atmosphere we want to have of peace and joy and loving, faithful community around each other, to support and hopefully to go our separate ways, continuing to be in community, continuing to be supportive partners, friends, and encouragers for each other, and speaking truth to the world through our published book. So that's our goal, and I certainly hope to see you there. Would love to meet you, would love to learn more about what you're working on, and to help you accomplish your goal of publishing your book this year. Let's do it.